you are, then it's virtually impossible to change, right? No, wrong. Just the acknowledgement, just the pure and simple acknowledgement that I need to change. I want to change. Not that I need to change. I want to change. I don't like the fact that, maybe I fly off on people. I don't like the fact that, I'm thin-skinned, or, I'm callous to this or that. The acknowledgement of it will create that. So back to my original point is, of how we go through life and I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I want to be. I don't think, I don't think it's fair. You've got to take a hard look at your thought process of how you determine things, and what is really real to you. Is it really what you want? Is it really, really, really what you want? When you say, I'm working towards something, but I just can't seem to make it happen. See, I think that we tell ourselves things, and we have so much skepticism about what it is that we really want, and we put it on hold. I'm going to test the waters a little bit. I'm going to test it out to see if this is really what I want. You got to put it out there. You can't be afraid. A lot of people are afraid to fail. They're afraid of success. Whatever your modus operandi is, you've got to. You will never know. Don't live a life of regret by never knowing, because the journey is just that. It's the journey. Living in the now is the journey. See, if, for example, that my goal is to be a magician. Don't know why I picked that, but whatever. I want to be a great magician, and so I learn magic tricks, and I get in front of people, and then my first performance is a hit. Well, that propels me to go forward, right? Because people liked it, and I was a hit. But what if my performance was a failure? I'm dejected. Probably this is a stupid idea, but I've invested so much time and energy into it. You're going to let a setback ruin you, take away your inhibitions? No. You learn. You learn from your mistakes. See, some of the simplest answers we already know, but we don't allow ourselves in our subconscious mind to absorb that and to think about it in the positive way. A failure can be a positive. If you were horrible and people loved you, think about that. If I go up and give a speech and I give a communication speech on success to people, and at the end of the speech, people clap and they go, "Oh, great speech. Derek, you were great. Again, you were great. Okay, fantastic. Love it." And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really great. And then later that evening or the next day or whatever, I listened to that speech. And I realized, wow, that was subpar performance. Okay, am I being harder on myself because, my audience loved it? Is that the virtue? Or do I want to be better? See, I believe that, again, I'm not perfect, and nobody is. My quest for perfection is okay, knowing that, that's probably not going to happen. But my quest to be better is really where I want to be, to hone my craft, to hone my skill. I think that I can be better. When I delivered a subpar performance and people can't, they're like, oh, great. They were just being kind to me, right? Well, realize that you are your own worst critic, but don't be too hard on yourself. You can beat yourself up. See, I never beat myself up. I'm just grateful that people listened to me and people said, "Hey, I love it. That was a great message. Thank you so much." There was something in there that tweaked some thoughts and some ideas that I think I can use and make my life, my job, my career, my relationship a little better. I can enhance my life by some of the words and wisdoms that you've bestowed upon us. That's great. Even though I felt like it wasn't my best performance, somebody got something out of it, and that's great. That's the way you have to be with whatever you do. You're not a speaker. You're, you paint cars, whatever it is. You do what you do. You strive to be the best. You'd be better tomorrow. And that's what life is, being better tomorrow. So why am I losing? Why am I feeling like I'm not getting what I want out of life? Well, again, you got to sit down and think about it. You're an acclamation of everything to this point. You are you to this point. The good, the bad, the ugly. Everything that you are at this moment. I can't stress enough that if you carry with you the intent in your heart to be the best at what you do and to truly care for others, to truly do what you do with others, at heart, you're going to be great. You are going to be great. There was some of you may not, maybe tell my age here a little bit. The actor Jonathan Winters had one of the best quotes I can remember. Jonathan Winters, funny guy, is back in the day. But his quote was that, I couldn't wait around for success, so I went ahead without it. Marvelous quote. Just awesome quote. If you're waiting around for success, you're going to be waiting a long time. Go on. Do what you do. Go on. Don't wait around for it. Just go on. Do it. Best quote ever. Next to my all-time favorite quote, which is off subject, but I'm going to tell you anyway. John Wooden, legendary UCLA basketball coach. His best quote ever, to me anyway, was, "There's not a softer pillow in the world than a clear conscience." Think about that. Is that great? That is awesome. You never stop learning from other people. Never stop listening to people. Pick up tidbits that you love, that inspire your life, that inspires who you are, to project you as a human being. You are an example to your children, to other people's children, to your wife, your spouse, your family. Your goal every day should be to, number one, be proud of who you are. Lonesome, derogatory, it's so easy it's so easy to be filled full of cynicism, especially in today's world when you turn on the tube and you hear all of these atrocities and things. Look, it doesn't benefit you. It's okay to be up on things, but listen, I can't, me personally, I can't do anything about the murder rate in Chicago. I can't. I'm sorry. I wish I could. What I can do is put out a positive vibe, a positive message. And maybe it'll keep somebody from joining the gang because they understand that, a positive life is the way to lead your life, not a cynical, negative life. So there's my contribution. Other people may have other contributions, hopefully with the same directive, the same narrative, to build a better world, to be a better person. I believe that we were put on this earth to be the best that we can be, to share, to teach. Your subconscious mind is a product of you. Blame yourself for where you are. Don't blame anybody else. Nobody else put you where you are. No one. All of your actions to this point is all on you. Are you going to accept it? Are you going to accept who you are? Or are you going to deny it? I think you know the answer. Listen, I've done a little preaching tonight, and I didn't mean to be. This is really supposed to be a productive podcast, and one that helps you understand a little bit about subconsciousness, and development and character issues. All of those things kind of come into play. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I truly, once again, I'm humbled and appreciative of the feedback that I get from the podcast, FastLanePodcast.com, the Podcast for Success. You guys give me a lot of positive feedback, and feedback is feedback. I want it. I want it all, positive, negative, everything. If there's something you want me to talk about, something you want me to address, please pop onto the website, FastLanePodcast.com, and subscribe. Drop me a message. I promise I will reply. I will reply. iTunes. iTunes is a big, it's like the home base for podcasts and things. So, if you're listening via if you're listening via iTunes, subscribe, like, leave a comment. Those things are helpful because it helps me broaden my listener base. And that's important to me because, obviously, reaching out to people and helping people is, my value. Okay, so, again, I'm your host, Derek Lane, and, the folks that showed up tonight to listen to the podcast in the studio. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys. Okay, and with that, gonna sign out. I appreciate it. Until next time, you guys have a marvelous life. Thank you.